We are going live again from the basement. Don't ask me what happened. I guess I'm getting used to this Facebook video, and it's allowing me to be able to learn how to use the new technology. Some of the electrical work is finished in this basement, but we have a long way to go. So I'm going to finish giving you the tour, and then I'm going to show you how to wire up a light from a hot. This is how it goes. So here is going to become a bathroom. As you can look at this old framing in here, we still got to do a little bit of block work to it. We're going to put a full tub. We extended the wall. We got to rip out a little bit more ceilings. What we're doing is creating a 2-bedroom, small apartment in a basement with a kitchen and a living room and a dining room space. All done by DDG himself as we trying to control budgets. At times, these are things that you have to do, and you don't have to always bring in 10 contractors when you got the skill to do them all. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to walk you down this hallway and show you what we created here. As you come down the steps, this is going to be a small linen closet. What we did was took this small space to create a back bedroom, which was already existent, but by moving some walls, we're able to create a closet in this backside. Now, at first, there was a wall here. In the utility room, you had to walk through this space where you see this stud, and there was another wall that actually met from here. You can see the new stud, which ran all the way across. So what I did is, being that the little girl is going to come in here, there's no need for people to have to walk through her bedroom in order to get to the utility room. So instead, I took the wall out because I'm really creative in adding additional space. So now this bedroom got a lot bigger. We put the utility room behind the wall, and I created a small hallway, which is a little bit over 36 feet. So 3 feet, should I say, 36 inches. So therefore, we can meet code, a wheelchair can fit in here, and we can get to the utility room. Don't mind the pipes. I'm going to box them out, put some vents. You won't see them. Tall people's going to have to duck a little bit, but it's a basement in New York City. It's going to work. So now we have a hallway with one room to the left, one room to the right, and then the utility room is completely separated from the child's room. And once we insulate it properly, you don't have to worry about any carbon monoxide, anything, seeping into the room or smelling any gases from the fire burning furnace. Now this right here is another room that we created a small space, and I just, made a closet. Having a closet in a basement in Queens, New York is luxury. Not only that is luxury, it's going to have a light almost as this was going to be a custom project, custom house. It don't matter what job we put our hands on, we're going to make it custom regardless, and it's going to be nice. So what I'm going to do today, I'm going to show you guys how I'm going to take this light out of this ceiling, and I'm going to show you over here all electricity in this basement is live, running just from a pull string. I'm going to turn this pull string into a hot wire. I'm going to run to a box for a switch to put a light in this bedroom. This other light doesn't have a pull string. But what I'm going to show you how it works, you have to screw the bulb in and out, which is this live hot wire. So what I'm going to do with this one, I'm going to wire up every last one of these boxes that you see is going to become my outlets. And then I'm going to remove this wire. We're going to create a light under the staircase so this bedroom can now have a closet. So before I go live and actually showing you guys what I do when you don't see me in a suit, I'm hardly ever in a suit. I'm like this every day, tape measure. That's what I do. I'm a builder. People used to call me Dan the Handyman. But now, I'm Dan the Developer, expanding. And I'm going to show you guys how this basement is going to look. In about 30 days, when you get to walk in here, you're going to think you're going in a 5,000 custom square foot house. And the client really don't know what it's going to look like. She think I'm just going to hang some sheetrock, paint, give her some lights, but little does she know, she's going to walk into a luxury basement and tell our friends about this project later. So once again, I'm going to give you one tour and I'm going to show you how to wire up a light. We got a bathroom, living room, panorama view, going in circles. We got a bunch of trash on the floor that was just created today because I'm working by myself, but by the time the client get off work, it'll be nice and clean and it won't be there. These pipes will be missing, this refrigerator will be somewhere in place, and maybe I should have took this video a week ago before we did the demolition because none of this stuff actually existed. So I'm going to set my phone up on this tripod that I created because I don't have a tripod, which is a Home Depot bucket that I just bought this morning because I didn't feel like carrying all of these different things. So I'm going to set it up and we're going to wire us up a light and get rid of this hot wire hanging in the ceiling. So right now we don't need this light. I'm going to screw this bulb and just dim it down. Just so you guys can get a little action of what's going on. This light, we're going to eliminate this light. And we're going to put this on a switch. I know some of you guys are at work. Some of you guys are traveling. Some of you guys are at home relaxing because maybe you worked at night. But for those who's watching, in about 25 minutes, this light will be gone and it will be working from the switch. So I'll be right back while I go get my tools. So far we're going to start with a drill, and a ladder, hammer, screwdriver that I usually put on my ladder, but most of the time I put it in my back pocket. Because you got to keep it accessible. Now when I look at electricity, I look at wood, I look at concrete, I look at plumbing. To me, it's all the same. There's a lot of people in this business, but there's very few that you can honestly say that can master multiple trades and perfect it. I started out as a carpenter. For some reason, just learning the things that I learned, I got shocked a few times. But I am now what you call a master electrician, a master builder, tile setter, cabinet layer, builder, developer, designer, your neighborhood local contractor that will travel to your state. So this is what we're going to do. Right now we're going to play with it just to get a little bit of length to know exactly how far we got to pull this wire before we disconnect the live, because we need lights, so we're going to connect the power last. The concept behind the whole electricity of making that socket control this box that I put here before I disconnect this is taking the hot and running it to the switch and then running the switch to the light. And we're going to kill all this extra power in here. We're going to make this room be a reality room as if it was upstairs in the rest of the house versus in the basement utility room, which it was once at one time. So the first thing we're going to do, a lot of times, I got to drill through a lot of these beams to pull wire. I don't know if you noticed, this ceiling is furred down with 1x slats. And with those 1x's, I don't have to run the wires through my joist because the wire isn't as thick as that 3/4 inch piece of wood. So I can run the wire right alongside of it, which saves me a lot of time. And I can tack it up onto the beam without drilling any holes. In a normal circumstance, I would have to drill through every last one of these beams, but I guess today I got a little bit lucky. So it's not going to take me as long to show you that in about 20-25 minutes, that ceiling will be powered and fired up by that switch. Electricity 101, coming to a neighborhood near you. It's not going to take me long because I'm experienced at what I do. But I want you guys to kind of see what I'm really doing, so I'm going to bring you a little bit closer. Hopefully I don't cut it off like I did the last time. You see this box? Where's the camera at? Let's see where that box at. There we go. See that box? This here, we're going to pull that wire through that box. And we're going to pull it on in there and just let it hang. I'm not going to tighten it down. Matter of fact, you know what? I can tighten it down because I don't need it to move. I don't know if you guys can see it, but this is what we're going to do first. Is tighten this wire down here inside this box. Now I only need about a good maybe 10 feet of wire, and actually I want to go right over to that beam. And like I told you, I don't have to drill through the beams because these slacks actually save me a lot of time. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to set my camera back up and show you how I'm going to run this wire just to get it to where I need to be at. And this actually came out, so I'm going to have to redo that one for you in a minute. I need to work with two hands, so I got to give you guys back to my bucket tripod that I created in the corner. Alright, before pulling that wire, let's go ahead and get this thing tightened down a little bit. So therefore it doesn't move because we need to make sure that this thing is grounded properly so you don't have any future fires under my belt, which I've been electrocuted enough times to not to create issues for the client. So with that being said, I'm experienced at what I do. So we only need, let's see here, we're going to guesstimate it. We don't need to be perfect. We just need to get it close. Now what I like to do is cut it a little bit longer than normal. Maybe I should, so this way we have a little bit of space. So we don't want this thing to loop, so I'm going to bring it across this beam here, across this beam, and so we can at least secure our outlet. I got something to nail this thing up to the ceiling, and I'll be right back. I'm going to put a few here because I know I'm going to need a few of them. What they are, they're just basic tack nails. A little professional, just to keep the wire nice and tight to the ceiling. So when we pull it, it doesn't move. And it looks nice and professional for your client. Now what we have here is another wire that I'm going to leave for now because I'm going to pull this out of the ceiling. Nail this up over here. See, a lot of people think electricity is wiring all day, but majority of it is preparation. The preparation is getting the wires where it need to be, running boxes, sometimes conduit, but you don't need conduit in residential in New York City. So I want to show you guys what we got going on right now. Over here, as you can see, we took the box, we ran it across the ceiling, we nailed it up. Now I'm bringing it down because I need to tie it into this box because this is where my switch leg is going to be. We got little tabs right here that you got to take off so you can be able to get your wire into this hole. Inside, I have clamps where I will tighten that wire down. So as of it right now, we're going to at least pull this wire through, connect it to a switch, and then I got to bring the hot wire, which is live electricity, is the reason why I have this spotlight, so I don't get shocked. And if I get shocked in front of one of you guys don't laugh at me. Sometimes it happens to the best of us. So being that I'm actually training a little bit, we're going to move this wire out of you guys' way because this one is dangling and it's actually irritating me because I see it in front of the camera. We're going to tack that up and we're going to move that one later. So we only need about maybe 3 inches longer than my drop. I don't need all this. I can save this later for like a pigtail. So we're going to shred the wire with the wire strippers. You know what they say? There's a saying in the Bible that said, "Let there be light." Then it was. I'm going to show you how that works in the construction world. Because right now, honestly, this guy here, I really don't need it. And I'm going to have to pull this out of this ceiling. So that one's just for show. We're going to leave that one turned off. It don't have a switch. It don't have nothing. You just screw the bulb and it just comes on. Guess that's how people do it. It's not how we're going to do it. We're going to give you control. Now that the switch is in place, we're going to tack that wire up so it's at least neat where it needs to be at. So it's not hanging, sticking nowhere. And it don't get away and get in the way of drywall or screws, screw a screw through when the guys start hanging the sheetrock. Once again, we are live from Phyllis's basement in Cambria Heights, Queens, New York. Now, I'm about to remove this wire. I'm going to show you guys what we need to do over here. And so far, I'm 20 minutes in the video, so I'm going to have to make this quick. I'm going to let you look in this box. This is going to be our switch leg, which I need to shred it real quick with my wire stripper. See, none of this is live right now, but what I need to do is get it ready on the number 12, just so we can get it ready to go where it needs to be. These neutrals are going to be tied together These hots is going to go on the switch, and this ground is going to be grounded. So what I'm going to do something really, really simple, real quick. I'm going to take you back into the other room so I can get my supplies. Take us a switch real quick, show you guys how this works. This black wire right here is going to be tied to this switch right here. And then my other hot wire that's going to bring the fire is going to be tied to this bottom leg. And then I'm going to tie my neutrals together. Then I'm going to put a temporary light fixture up there, and it's going to work. Watch how this works really, really fast. I'm going to put you guys on hold so I can wire it and show you what we do here at DDG when it comes to electrical work. And next week, I'll show you guys how to do some custom framing and some doors and stuff like that. Alright, let's get this thing wired up real quick because it doesn't take that long when you know what you're doing. See, a lot of people think I don't work. That's actually what I do the most. People think I sell jobs and I hire a bunch of contractors. I do that too, but I also work. See, when you know what you're doing, that's the only way you can honestly run a project, whether it's electricians, plumbers, HVAC guys, excavators, concrete guys. If you don't know what's going on in this game, they will run all over you. So sometimes you got to step in. And just to give you a little story of how I learned this stuff, in my younger days of starting this business, guys are not loyal in this business. They steal. And I gave contractors money that ran off of my client's deposit. So at that point, I had to figure out, do I go back to my client and tell him I need more money? Or do I figure out how to get it done and stick to my word? So I figured out how to get it done so the client never found out that the guys I trusted ran off with my money. In the process, I got shocked a few times, torched my hand a few times, but I learned by buying books and reading on site. And now I know how to wire up a whole house from the panel. So therefore, if any situations were to ever happen and you hire DDG to do a job, your budgets will never change because I will step in and get the job done. So I'm going to show you what we're going to do with this light right here. It may get a little dark, but we're going to eliminate this light in this back room because it doesn't need to be there. It doesn't make any sense. Who wants to come in their room and pull a string? That's so outdated. And right now it's still loud, so sometimes I play with loud stuff so I can see what I'm doing. But being I got this conduit, we're gonna eliminate that. Let's see what's going on under here. Okay, I see. So what I want to do is be able to cut this wire. I want to say maybe about here. So being I'm going to clip it in half, I'm going to turn the power off just so I can clip that, and then we're going to hook everything up. In the meantime, I already know I don't need to go back up here anymore, so we're going to make this fast. While we got some light, I'm going to go ahead and shred this, and we're going to put our temporary light up right now. So this way, once I hook up that and hook up the switch, you guys are actually going to get to see that this thing really works. So let me go get a temporary light for you guys real quick and get this portion out the way. We don't need the ground because it's just temporary until we hang our sheetrock. No college degree taught me this, by the way. Intuition. fresh information live from the universe. Exalt through my third eye. We don't have them. Just got to tap into them. Don't need no screws. We're going to hook up this temporary light so we can have something to go off of. And thanks to Wendy Lovejoy, by the way, because she recommended that I start videotaping some of the things that I do to let the world know, being that I have such a passion on teaching, I need to find me some young men that I can grab a hold to on a Saturday and show them something that'll change their life for the rest of their life, because it changed minds. And just for you young guys out there to know that there's more money in the construction industry than selling drugs on any corner. And you don't have to worry about nobody looking over your shoulder unless you work for yourself and that's the IRS. So you pay your taxes, then you don't have to worry about them. But other than that, you can sleep good at night, knowing you made a stack without taking from someone else's family. So we're going to hook this ground wire up real quick, because once I get finished with this, I don't want to go back into this box. All this is permanent. Now let me kill the power and hook this up so we can have some lights in here. They don't make this stuff like they used to. My new wire is not that hard to cut. But the old stuff is always the best. I'm still going to cut it though. We're going to strip it. Once we strip it, we're going to hook it up. And then we're going to take that old thing out of the ceiling because it don't belong there, like I mentioned to you before. Now once I put this in this box, I'm going to then bring the camera back over and I'm going to physically show you what I'm doing, so you know why electricity worked the way that it worked. This is the final process and the final phase to wiring this box up. We got a hanging wire, we got a box, we already connected it to the switch, which is from my light, and this is our neutral, waiting to carry the neutral current, which does not get hooked up to your switch. If you try that, it will spark and shock you and set your circuit breaker off, because that's not how you hook it up. So we're going to take this here, we're going to stick it right inside this box. Now the old wires are all look the same, they all black, but the neutral has like white paint on it, which they don't do that anymore. They give you a white wire and they give you a black wire. Black and white. That's how life works. That's what it's all about. That's what they say. And it's like you can't have one without the other. They don't work by themselves. And only if humans is able to graft that. I actually just gave you guys a jewel. Something that you can internalize and take you on a nice journey in life. I gotta clip something off. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. We're about to stick this wire inside this box, and we're gonna fire this bad baby up. Now we're gonna tighten this box down in the middle so the light doesn't move, so the wire doesn't move. See, there we go. Both wires are coming through our connectors. And I'm about to tighten it down. And I actually didn't even have to use my electric drill. If I was doing it without showing you guys, I would have used the drill, been a lot faster. But I want to give you electricity one-on-one to show you how it works. Let's see if I can do this with one hand. This right here is your neutral. I need to get a wire nut. And I'm going to hook up this hot right here. We're going to shred it. Now that it's shredded, I'm going to bend it because I want to can't answer the telephone, because if I do, I won't get no work done. The one, if it was live, I would need two. I do it with two as well. So hold on one second while I hook this up. And now we're going to connect the neutrals, and we're going to give you guys what the old great architect of the universe gave us. The great old book of life. The blueprint of structure. The working tools of a master mason. One of the working tools of a master mason. This is the Holy Bible, square, and compass. And I'm going to show you how that all works and tie in together here shortly. Now, unless my bulb is blown, then I did something wrong. So what they say is, we disconnected this main power, which I'll take it out later. We cut the wire here in the ceiling because that was our height. We ran it to where it needed to be. And as the great book of life told us, let there be light, and it was light. Simple math is how it works. Switch leg. Now, I'm going to give you a distance so you can physically see it working yourself. So now what I'm going to do is, this light is a little dull. I got to put a 100-watt bulb in here because I'm working in the basement. So, if I'm not godlike, in a spiritual form, actually I am. But in a physical form, I created what we call light. So I'm not going to bore you guys anymore with the rest of my day, but I'm going to give you one final tour of what's going on in this basement. It's been 36 minutes. I said it'll take me 25 minutes. So I went a little bit over my time, but I understand I need a time to teach and educate to show you guys what I actually do when I'm not blogging about my business. So we're going to hook up this, we're going to turn it in, and we're going to close that off. But this right here, as you can see, is going to become a bedroom. Small windows, can't get out. There is a staircase to come out of the basement. It's going to be a nice little 2-bedroom apartment down here. Really nice. My next task is to get this thing off the floor. You see, that's an old light. I'm going to do that one next. And this is actually going to become my closet light, which is waiting to be connected. And which is waiting, saying, hey, Daniel, help me, please. Wire me up. Get me off the ground. That's basically what it's saying. So I'm about to hook him up, get him off the ground so he can work like everybody else. And we're going to walk back over here real quick. And I'm going to let you guys get back to your day because we all at work trying to make some things happen. This is going to be a nice little bathroom, toilet, sink, tub combination. And like I said, next week I'll bring it back to you live, so I'll give you guys progress on physically what's going on inside another DDG project. You guys take care and visit me on the web at DawkinsDevelopmentGroup.com. And the brand is Daniel Salem Dawkins II. Don't forget that. There's a first and there's a third. It's going to take over this company one day. You guys have a nice day, a nice life. Peace.